Hey viewer, whoever you are, wherever you are. Do you make lists? I religiously make at least 3 lists a day. I've tried to sort it out because it got to the point where I'd have 7 lists, in various different pads. I like stationery, I like pads, I like nice, crisp, neat pads, really thick gossamer paper like these. These are high quality white cartridge for jewellery and watercolour. I like to buy them to make my lists on. It got to the point where I'd have 6 or 7 lists on the go at the same time, and they'd all have multiple stuff on them, but they'd all have duplicates. They'd all be duplicates in some way. They'd have new stuff on, but they'd also have the same stuff as 3 other lists. And it didn't help. Didn't help at all. So when I'm at work, I make a list now, when I'm physically at work. But when I'm in the office in the week, I just make myself a list that evening for the day before. I'll title it, for instance, Wednesday, and then put number 1, do this, number 2, do this. In my mind, at that time, the most important things to do. And it seems to work okay. I don't often, today's list, I only crossed off 3 things out of about 8. But it was 3 things, Someone told me a joke once, or it's not really a joke, but they said to me, when I was overwhelmed, they said, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. So, I only crossed off 3 things of the 8, but I did 3 things. So that was good, that's good. And so I'm going to try and stick to that. I'm going to stop making lists everywhere, because it got to that, I'd have 7 or 8 lists, and then I'd have to get them all around me on the desk or on the floor and just make one mega list, go through them all and get rid of any duplicates and just have one mega list. And it just got to the point where most of my work every day was making a mega list or trying to find a list that I'd made that I couldn't remember where I'd put, or it was ridiculous. The lists took over, the lists became work. And so now I've tried to get my list game under control. Touch wood, it's working so far.